Mama, I made it. The boy born in poverty, one step above slavery. Mama, I made it. The boy born in a 2-bedroom shack with no running water with 8 people. Mama, I made it. The boy that watched you go hungry trying to feed your 3 kids. Mama, I made it. The boy that watched you in those hot tobacco fields. Mama, I made it. The boy that watched you struggle to get our first house. Mama, I made it. The boy that knew you have taken us as far as we can go. Mama, I made it. The boy that knew that he had to be the one to finish the journey for you. Mama, I made it. The boy that turned pursuit from pain. I've been waiting 25 years to say that to the world. Now, I must admit, didn't quite envision it on TED Talk. I envisioned it something like this. In this year's NFL draft, the Carolina Panthers select Christopher Pitt, linebacker, Temple University. Man, I would get up, I would walk to that stage, I would put my hat on, and I would walk up to the commissioner, I'd give him a bear hug. And I wanted to stand in front of that podium, look at that crowd, look at every camera, and I want to say, thank you, God Almighty. Thank you, Jesus. And I want to say, thank you, Mom, for all the things you have done for me to get me here today. Woo! Like my boy, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Man, I wanted that. Unfortunately, that moment didn't happen. But I'm thankful that TED Talk made it happen differently. So, did you know that your zip code can predict with high accuracy your life projection? I didn't know that as an adult, but I know why now. I was born in rural North Carolina, zip code 27843. Have anyone ever heard of a sharecropper? Well, after slavery, many free slaves stayed on the plantation to tend to the master's land, but as sharecroppers. Sharecroppers will borrow money from the master to buy seeds and for crops and hope they can pay off the debts at the end of the year, make a little profit. But that never happened. Sharecroppers went into more and more debt, becoming financial slaves to the land and to the master all over again. Now, imagine growing up as a kid in a sharecropper environment where everything around you is poverty. Every action, every decision is based on survival and survival only. A house full of stress, pain, anger, and depression. We only survive by a mother's love. Luckily, the public bus came to the farm. Now, I remember running to that bus a couple times because they didn't quite get there, but I made it. But I would take these long bus rides and I would stare out the window and I would see cars, houses, and kids with things we didn't have. I couldn't understand it. I would get back home, jump off the bus, and run right back into these hot tobacco fields. I couldn't believe what was happening. So I will always work to the end, and I'm wondering, why is my entire family at the end of this tobacco field? I just couldn't get that past my mind. I knew it had to be something else. So as I got older, it started to impact me more. And I wanted out. I was embarrassed by where we lived. I couldn't communicate with the kids we had before, and I just was upset, and I begged my mom to get us out that house. So finally, our mom got us out of the house. Don't know how she did it, but she did it. It was an old house on a rundown old house on a dirt road. Wasn't fancy at all. It was white, but it had a bathroom. My sisters were happy. My brother was happy. My mom felt pride that day. For one day, I felt rich. Couldn't believe it. But with all that happiness, I saw something else in my mom's eyes. That look that says, son, I've taken us as far as we can go. And on that day, I accepted that I need to be the one to finish breaking the poverty chains for my family. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know where I was going to go, but I knew I was going to do something at the age of 10. So I continued to keep working on the farm every day, every evening, every summer. And football coaches will always ask me every year, Chris, are you going to play football this year? I would say, no, coach. I don't have a ride. We don't have a car. Nobody has a driver license. So that went on for a couple years. But one year, one summer, a gray Ford Ranger pulled up. It was a football coach. And he asked my mom, was it okay for him to take me to practice and he would bring me home? My mom said yes. He asked me the other one. I said, yes, sir, let's go. I jumped in the truck. Now, mind you, I haven't played organized football ever, but I knew it couldn't be harder than working on an old farm, right? I knew it. So we get in this car and we had this conversation. And he said, if you make this team and you become really good, you don't have to work on the farm like your family. You can get a scholarship. I'm like, what? Scholarship? What's a scholarship? He said, that's when a college will pay for you to go to school to play football. What? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. In that moment, instantly, I became obsessed with making that team and outworking anybody that was in my way. Guess what? I made the team. But 27843 was still there every day. The challenges were still there every day. The barriers were still there every day. I had random people pick me up. I had strangers take me home. I had nights that I had to run home from the country store, but I didn't care because 27843 was not going to beat me today. My pursuit and will was too strong. So not only did I make the team, I led the team to this first ever state championship. In history, it was pandemonium. It was one of those moments where no one cared if you was poor or rich because people love football in the South. And I was so excited and I felt accomplished, but I never got the scholarship. It never came. I was heartbroken again. I'm like, no, I can't live here. This can't be. I worked. I put the work in. So I knew if a college couldn't take me, the military would. It was the first hard decision I ever made. I enrolled in Hargrave Military Academy in Chatham, Virginia. I'm out of the 27843 for the first time. Man, it changed my life. Now I'm in a disciplined environment where I understood that my actions people's lives depended on my actions. I was trained to look enemies in the face, be ready for combat, and never retreat. I mean, it really fortified my pursuit mindset. I mean, it made me into a complete machine. But I knew I still was after my goal. So I continued to work. And guess what? I earned a scholarship to Temple University to play college football. Man, I was excited, man. I had a blast. It was an awesome time. I played against a tremendous amount of Hall of Famers that you would know. But it didn't stop there. I went on to Florida State University to get my MBA without ever going to a childhood library. Imagine that. I looked at 2743 and said, you did not beat me. And I felt really proud. I went on to have a great corporate career, but something was still missing. I had this feeling that the job was not done. So I knew I had to sit with my pain found. I couldn't run just like in Hargrave. So I decided to sit down and figure out what is this thing I needed to do for the people that I came from. And the more and more I did that, I went through this process, I learned something in that process. And what I learned was pain can be the blueprint to your success. It blew my mind. I was sitting here thinking about all the things I went through, but it was lining up the things I should do. So I'm gonna say it again. Pain can be the blueprint of your success if you're not a prisoner of the pain. I believe that the thing that hurts you the most is the thing that you can solve for others because you are now an expert in that thing. So now I knew, I said, okay, I got this thing working. We're talking, I'm meeting my fears. I'm dancing with the pain. And I knew I had to do something else. I couldn't figure out what it was because I worked at all kinds of housing, public housing, Section 8 housing, multi-family, you name it. But it all felt to me like I can barely make it. I need a lot of help to make it and hope I make it. That wasn't good enough for me, housing, right? So I know I need an idea that could change things, an idea that can change things for all the people living in their own 27843. As I went through this journey with the pain, I knew it was important to get opportunity. What could I create to provide opportunity? And as I sat down, I realized I needed a business plan to get started. And I'm gonna remind you again, your pain can be your blueprint to your success. So as I sat there and wondered, it's only 4 major things you need for executive summary for a business plan. You need a company name, you need a goal, you need a start date, and you need a date, a target date. I said, okay, Payne, I'm here. I'm not running. We're gonna figure this out. We gotta help people. This idea has to change things. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, Payne. So I'm sat there and I'm thinking about all the things that went wrong in my life, what hurt, what didn't, why this didn't happen, all the pain. And I kept figuring out what made me different. How did I get out? And it was the pursuit. I'm like, okay, pursuit. Pursuit made me different. But what was I in pursuit of? Well, we didn't have anything. We didn't own anything. Wait, pursuit to own. Pursuit to own. Wait, I love it. Pursuit to own. Company name, got it. Company name, got it. Okay. Come on, Payne, let's work together. I need to start. What kind of goal? I need a goal that's not a blank number, a million. I need something that means something to me, something that's going to get me through to the end of this target. What is that, Lord? Pain, 27843. Poverty, what can I do? 27843. 27843. 27843. 27,843. Wait a minute. Got it. Goal. I'm going to create 27,843 homeowners and small business owners. All right. We're halfway home, Payne. Come on, talk to me. I'm here. Let's go. What we got next? Start date. When do I start this? I'm excited. When do I need to start this mission, Payne? When? Did the same thing. Pain, poverty, 27843, 27843, 27843. What if I add, wait a minute, add 2 plus 7 plus 8 plus 4 plus 3 equals 24. Got it. Start date, 2024. All right. Come on, Payne. Work with me. Work with me. Last one, target date. Okay. Now, I've used everything. Pain, poverty, 27843. What is the last personal thing to me? What's the last personal thing? I was born. Okay. My birthday. Got it. My birthday. So 06, blah, 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 blah. For security purpose, because I don't want to go back to poverty. I learned a few things, right? But if you trust me on this, it equals 39. So now I have a target date of 2039. Whew. All right, now let me walk you through this pain process. Let me see if I get this in recap for you. So I've created Pursuit to Own in 2024 at the age of 45 with a 15-year plan to create 27,843 home and small business owners by the year 2039. Wow, I can't believe that. I'm telling you, it's a blueprint to your success. But one number jumped out at me at the very end. 45 plus 15, that's 60. I'm gonna be 60 years, outside of me being older, why is 60 important to me? Why? Well, how do you escape poverty? Football, right? Did anybody want to guess what number I wore when I won the first ever state championship for 27843? Come on, you can guess. What do you think? 60. Woo! Right? I'm here to tell you that ideas can change everything. I'm here to tell you that your pain can be your blueprint to your success if you're not a prisoner of the pain. The thing that hurts you the most is the things you can solve for others because you are now an expert at that thing. In closing, last thing. I didn't see any type of housing category that will improve someone's financial perspective or profile regardless of their zip code. So mama, we made it. Thank you.